This is the Rotary eClub of District 6270, and it is December 11th. And we have online with us today Brett, who is also a member of our club, and we're going to be talking about our projects coming up in the month of December and in January. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Andy.
Okay, our first thing coming up this weekend on December 13th on Saturday, we're going to be helping out at the food pantry here in Oshkosh, along with some of our Interact club members, and as well as I'm going to be there on Saturday. And Brett, I think you're going to be working on Monday.
Yeah, there's quite a few club members that are going to be there on Monday night as well. So it should be we should have a good turnout. We usually do.
Yes, that's it's actually kind of enjoyable. It's kind of fun to get together and do that. We are also having a speaker from Christine Ann Center on December 13th. Who'll be talking about their program. For those who don't know, they are a safety house for women who are abused or are threatened, and it's a very good cause, and we've been helping out in a lot of different ways. And this year, we are supplying some items from their needs list directly as a club, so we're looking forward to that. Also on, is it January 19th that we're serving meal, Brett?
I think it's later, 29th, I think, was the last I saw.
Yeah, you're right. It is January 29th. Our club is going to be serving dinner at Christine Ann Center to any of the clients that are in the building that evening to help out. Different service organizations in the city do that throughout the year to help the staff out. So we're looking forward to that on January 29th. And Brett, why don't you talk about for the Parent Connection, because you were instrumental in buying some family some gifts for Christmas this year.
Well, we just adopted a couple of families, some younger kids. They're both of them are under 2 years old, and just bought some of the presents that they were looking for, and we're happy to help them out so that those kids get to have a little bit of fun at Christmas time.
Yes, there's a lot of needs at Christmas throughout the year, and it's our little way of giving back to the community. So everyone in the club is glad to do that, support that. And Brett, thank you for helping pick up the gifts. So I'm going to actually do that. So that's great. Also, see on my list that the Interact Club at Webster Stanley Middle School, which we are sponsoring, started up this year, is also going to be distributing poinsettias to the Carrie's Cause, which is a foundation started a couple years ago, and they are giving poinsettias, I know, at the Evergreen retirement community for everyone that's there to brighten the holidays for them. I'm not sure if there are other locations or not, but that's something that's I'm glad they're doing. Again, one of our Interact clubs, and we're proud of them for doing that. Hey, Susie joined us. Hello, Susie.
Hey.
I have Brett on the line as well. Brett doesn't have a camera, so he can see you, he can hear us, and he can talk.
Here, Brett, here's a tour of my house.
Not going to cook this evening, Susie?
It's already in the oven. Look, there's my husband.
Yeah, the photo bomber.
You're a photo bomber. It's better than the Unabomber.
Susie, we're just it's just you, me, and Brett on the line here, and we're just going through our projects, so I can edit this video and put that up on the website talking about our projects this month.
Okay. I did speak to Christine Ann Center today in regards to us sponsoring the shelter, and what that we had some questions and we need some clarification. What that means is they would like us. They gave us a list of things the shelter needs, and Brett had sent me an email asking, is it cheaper for us to get them gift cards so that they can go buy the items themselves because they're a 501c3, so they're tax deductible? And she said yes. What she would really like for us to do is split the remaining money that we have in our Adopt a Family, or our Christmas giving.
We lost Susie.
That was a good point.
Yeah.
Well, what she was kind of cutting in and out. When she sent the note out, I don't know if I replied all. on that, so I don't know if you saw it, but I asked her, like with the food pantry, a lot of times they want, well, she's jumping back on.
Yep.
But they can get better pricing on stuff. So a lot of times they want cash, and then go shopping. Where if we go buy a case of peas, well, we're not going to get as good of a price as a food pantry can get. And I thought maybe the Christine Ann Center might have the same type of deal with, I think it was like Lowe's or Home Depot or Kitchen File, where they wanted gift cards. So I thought instead of us going and shopping, we might get bigger bang for our buck that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected. Do you guys have me?
Yes, you're here back again, Susie. Go ahead.
Okay. So what Julie indicated is that she would like us to split the money between Walmart and Menards, the remaining money that we have, because they are a 501c3, so it's cheaper for them to go get things.
So what are those two retailers again, Susie?
Menards and Walmart.
Okay.
So I guess what I need to know from you guys is how that is done, since I don't have access to that money. How is that? How do we purchase those cards with the remaining $400 balance?
Good question. When are they asking for the gift cards? Do you know the timing?
When Jeannie comes to speak to our group next Thursday, we can present them to her at that time.
Excellent idea. Is good. We can do. Yeah, as a great time to do that. I'll send an email to John Anderson, our treasurer.
Okay.
And see how he wants to do that. The simplest thing, if anything else, I'll go down to Menards and to Walmart and get 2 gift cards, or $200 at each place, and I'll just get reimbursed later.
It's not $200 though, Andy. It's whatever remaining from Brett.
Oh, okay. So it's not $400 necessarily.
No, because Brett spent. Because what we had discussed at the end of last in-person meeting was, since all the families were taken at the Christine Ann shelter, we would give some money to the Parent Connection because they needed a couple gifts. So we would kind of almost split that $400 between the two nonprofits. And Brett came back and it cost like $120 or $150. Brett, how much was your bill?
Yeah, $150 is close enough. It was, $150.
Yeah, so we need to go and get the gift cards then for $250. So $125 at each place.
Okay. Like I said, if nothing else, I'll go and get it and worry about getting reimbursed later.
Okay, I will not, unfortunately, be at the meeting next week. I double scheduled myself. It's my children's Christmas holiday program at Winneconne Elementary, so I will be at that instead of at the meeting.
So maybe you should videotape that so you can put that on one of the videos here later in the year.
Yeah, okay, new idea.
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and I'll talk to John Anderson, the email, and see how he wants to do. $125 for Lowe's, $125 for
No, Menards.
$125 for Menards, $125 for Walmart.
Right.
And if it's easier for me to just go purchase it and worry about getting reimbursed later, I'll do that. And so we'll do that for next Thursday's live meetings or as a presentation. Good idea, Susie, to do it that way. The timing be great.
Yes, and so I guess I'm going to ask you guys or somebody to. Brett, do you know Jeannie from the shelter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, could you be there a little early and kind of make sure that she knows where to go and what to do? Because like I said, I'm sorry, but I accidentally double booked.
Yeah, I'll get there early.
All right, I will tell her to look for you then. I will send an email to you and her and just let her confirm 515 Beckett's and to look for Brett.
Okay.
I don't think she needs anything like a projector or anything. I think she's just going to speak. She's just going to speak to us. I will tell you this, which is kind of sad. When I did speak to her earlier this week, I was inquiring on what the Adopt-A-Shelter meant. And she said, well, actually, we have a need because we had 2 families come in over the weekend, which is really unfortunate and sad. And I said, well, I'm sorry that we can't help out and adopt a family because we kind of already spent the money, and $200, what we have left, it's not going to be enough to adopt a family. She said, no problem, but just adopt the shelter because that can help. So unfortunately, within not even a week's time, they ended up receiving 2 additional families.
Thank God they're there to help, though.
They are, and they are very, very, very appreciative and thankful for us coming out in January, which is January 29th, which we need to just confirm that we're going to come and cook dinner for them and their shelter guests.
Yes, it's on the calendar.
Okay. I just got an email from Jackie saying she can't find our live online meeting.
Tell her to check her Gmail address.
Okay, hang on. Will, go grab my phone, please.
Yeah, there's like a link when you get into Gmail where the invitation is.
Yeah, that's how I got it, but it just popped up on my iPad, so I'm gonna text her and tell her to check her her whatever it is.
Email address. Gmail.
Yeah. Since neither one of you were at the meeting last week, basically what happened is not a lot. Oh, Brett, you were there. Never mind, Mr. Fancy Pants.
You know, I guess I have to wear a tuxedo to get remembered, huh?
Go out. No. No. Well, I'm gonna make it hurt worse. Get out.
Last week's meeting?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that basically we didn't really discuss anything. We listened to Bethany, which was eye-opening. We kind of had a discussion. We had to leave because Beckett's accidentally double booked us, so we left and then adjourned to the refreshment area of Beckett's, and that's where we discussed between John Anderson, myself, Jackie, and Brett how we were going to do the parent connection and split the monies between the parent connection and the Christine Ann. So in case anybody needs to update that for any kind of meeting minutes, whatever, that's the info.
Okay. And then Brett did send an email to everyone about the money, so I think everyone's clear about that.
Yep. Okay. I'm texting Jackie to check her Gmail account.
Okay.
Or I could just call her and she could just listen. Do you want me to do that?
Sure, go ahead. But I think we're just about done, too.
This is a great meeting. Where's Ames? Where's everybody?
I don't know.
He already graduated, didn't he?
I don't know exactly when. I know John Anderson said he could not make it tonight.
He can't make anything.
Yeah. He was there at the last live meeting. Well, the last one I was at.
Well, no, he's never online.
Okay.
Hey, okay, you're online. You're on my cell phone while you're talking to both of us. So it's you, myself, Brett, and Andy DeWitt. Okay.
Okay. Ryan is in his last MBA class, so.
There's your answer, Susie.
But so anyway, you got a whole list of everything we're doing this month, I'm sure.
Yeah, we went through it. We went through the Christine Ann Center. We went through the Parent Connection. We went through the dinner on January 29th. We're going to do at Christine Ann Center. And we talked about the food pantry this Saturday and Monday.
Okay. Did you talk about? Do we have a menu for the Christine Ann Center?
We thought what I proposed to the Christian Ann Center, which was something easy and kind of inexpensive for ourselves, is spaghetti. So we would provide spaghetti, garlic bread, and a vegetable. It doesn't, not a salad, just a vegetable like peas or something.
Okay. That's a good plan.
And then,
well, yeah, because I don't know. I really don't know. Do we know what kind of I mean, are we assuming that it's going to be women and kids? Or,
yeah.
I mean, I don't really know who normally.
It's an all-female shelter with women and children only.
Okay.
So they cannot accept men for various, protection reasons. So it's women and children only. Spaghetti, basically every kid eats, and we're just trying to help out the mothers so that that's one last thing that they have to worry about.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And will they give us an idea of how many people are there a few days ahead or whatever, so we can?
Yes, they will. I will touch base with Renee again. I informed Brett and Andy that I will unfortunately not be at next week's meeting because I double booked. It's my kid's Christmas concert at school, so I will not be at next week's meeting. So Brett will go ahead and find Jeannie, the speaker from the Christine Ann, and touch base with her and get her situated at Beckett's.
Okay.
And then just to bring you up to speed, Brett's going to take, Andy is going to go to, I spoke with Julie Favola today, and what they would like from us is gift cards, because then the Christine Ann Center can go purchase the items that they want tax-free. So Andy is going to go to Walmart and Menards, that's what Julie would like, and buy those gift cards and then get reimbursed or figure it out between him and John Anderson. And then at next week's meeting, he's going to give those to Jeannie to take back to Christine Ann.
Oh, awesome.
Is that right, Andy?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
That's great. Now, yesterday I went to the Southwest Rotary meeting at lunch because our Interact group was invited by John Hobbins to visit Southwest because it was during school hours, so they got to do a field trip on that. So it was great because there were 6 or 7 students that introduced themselves, and I could kick myself for not videotaping it because they had practiced it and planned it out, and this group of kids is so good that each one of them took a turn. They went down the line, they introduced themselves, and they said why they were glad to be in Rotary, and they were all so intelligent and articulate. By the last one, he said something like, I'm so excited to be in Interact Rotary because doing community service, blah, 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 is the essence of, I don't know, but it was just like everybody's mouths dropped, and we're like, oh my word, these are a great group of kids. So I was so proud of them, and so thrilled that they are, doing this, and we're very fortunate to be the club that is sponsoring them. So I was very proud of them. So they are planning on sending. They went to the food pantry on Monday, the 8th. But there's a second group of students that will join our group on Monday the 15th. I'm not sure about this Saturday, but either the Saturday or the Monday group, you may want to look out for kids. And if I should be able to get a name of who's coming, and so that they have. It's nice to have a contact person's phone number. Who is going to be there, because when I don't know what time they lock the doors, and in years past we've had to go through the back door. So it's nice that if by chance you're not there when everybody else is let in, you have a way of getting into the building. So I will send an email out with my phone number in case any of you do not have it, and then if anybody else wants to add their phone number, just in case somebody needs to get in the door, that'd be great.
I'll be there on Saturday, Jackie, if you want to use my name for Saturday.
Is that you, Andy?
Yep.
Okay.
You want the number?
Yes. Well, just email it to me. Then you don't have to give your number out.
Yeah, Andy, don't give your number out to all these
I have
people.
my pen ready to go.
Some of your million hits.
Hey, everybody's already seen my house. They might as well, they might as well get Andy's phone number. I don't know if this is the time to bring up new business or new members, but I ran into Jessica King the other night at a function, and we've been trying to touch, excuse me, touch base and get together just for cocktails and drinks and appetizers. And she is part of downtown, and it's too much for her doing her new position that she's in. She's doing a telecommuting for a law firm plus her own clients that she has with Compass Law, and I told her how awesome eRotary is. So I think that's another potential member, and I told her who's part of our group, and she is very enthused. Unfortunately, I can't make it next week, so our next in-person meeting, I believe, is the 4th January.
Technically, it would be the 1st, but we're not doing it then. So we'll have another online meeting the 8th. But on the 15th, we have a free Rotary social.
Yep. Okay.
So we're going to count that as our live meeting. And I was wondering if you guys think that we should spend a half hour at Beckett's like we normally do, so we can go over any club business and then go over to the Rotary social, or if you would just prefer going straight to the Rotary social and not doing a meeting. Because that just means that we're not going to have a live meeting with just our Rotary Club in January.
I think that we should go over there as go to Beckett's first for a half hour, do our thing, and then walk in loud and proud and be like, we're eRotary, bitches. You want to be part of this group. Woo, woo.
We just might need that time because the following week will be an online meeting, but then we are at the Christine Ann Center.
Yeah.
So we want to be prepared for that.
Yeah, so I think that's a good idea, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Jessica to come to that because I think this is a great opportunity for her to kind of see us, and I think she'd be a good asset to our club. She's got some other ideas, and she's got some other outreach programs that maybe we can we can help volunteer at just for doing something else. Not saying that we need to change anything out, but I think that she'd be a good asset to our club.
Okay, I agree, because I think then that way it makes the road. I mean, I would love to see everybody at the social, but if for some reason somebody couldn't make it to the social, at least we'll have a meeting. So can you make sure that goes on the schedule like that, Andy?
I'm doing it as we speak.
We'll just say it's a shortened, we'll try to plan to be, if we arrive, I'm not exactly sure what time the social starts. I can't remember what I said. But
is there going to be an email coming out from Rotary or from you, or who?
The downtown club is sponsoring it. I'm pretty sure that they said that they would start at 5 o'clock, but it's kind of a come and go as you please type thing. So we just decided that the three presidents got together with a couple presidents-elects. Andy was not there, but we said 5 o'clock because we didn't want to start it so late that people wouldn't. Some people may stop in at 5 after work and then go home and not stay, but it's kind of I think we said 5 to 8, but.
Okay. And the other person, which I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I ran into Bill Timke, and he'd asked me where I've been, and I told him, and he's like, oh, what's this eRotary thing all about? And I said, hey, Timke, now that you're retiring, you got plenty of time to come join us. Come to the dark side. I don't think he'll ever leave because he's got a really good support from them with La Molina and Ata and the soy cow and everything, but he was intrigued. And the only other person I can think of about maybe possibly switching over to the dark side with us would be Jeff Krieger, because he's expressed interest. I ran into him at the country club on Sunday while we were doing brunch with Santa, and he'd asked where I'd been, and I told him, and he's like, oh. I said, Jeff, we put our money where our mouth is. When we want to go volunteer, we're going to go volunteer. You don't have a fight. We're there. It's more flexible with your full-time working schedule and everything else. So,
Jeff
I think Jeff.
He has a problem with the Thursday meetings because that's a busy time for him.
Okay.
Him and Stephanie both are busy on Thursdays.
Yeah, well, I was just talking to him like about it, and I just said, give it a shot. You never know what's going to happen.
Where is that going to be at,
Well,
Jackie?
we always need good members, but we're obviously not wanting to say anything bad about any of the Rotary clubs. Our hope is that in the future we're going to be able to do a few more joint events with both Rotary clubs. I think Southwest found out the hard way that when you work with another organization outside Rotary, it can be difficult managing a large event and making two nonprofits happy at the same time. So our hope is to find some projects that all three Rotary clubs can do together in Oshkosh. And I talked to, when I went to President-elect training, I had offers from other Wisconsin clubs to do things together as well. It would be great to do an event with, let's say, like Nina Menasha. I don't
Cut out there, Jackie.
Monica?
Jackie, you're cutting out.
They go from one, but it's a cool experience.
Hey, Jackie, hang on a second. Hang on. Go ahead, Andy or Brett.
Hey, Jackie, you're cutting out there. You have to back up a little bit.
Okay, go. She was talking about how we should, partner with more than, if there's an opportunity for us to partner with other Rotary clubs, even if it's, say, in Menasha, because when she went to President-elect training, she was approached and said, we'd love to partner, and she looks forward to us partnering with our other two Rotary clubs in Oshkosh, and that anything that we do, we would like to have good members, quality members, and we don't really want to badmouth, because there's nothing bad about any of us. It's all about service above self. I'm going to paraphrase you, Jackie, but it's service above self, and it's how we can do it through Rotary and how it best fits into our schedule.
Well said.
Is that right, Jackie?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I just it's probably too late this year, but one of these years, one of our service project ideas could be, they do 5K races everywhere, but it would be fun to do a family walk. And maybe some people would be too afraid, but there's this walk across Lake Winnebago on the north end in February that benefits the Humane Society over there, and it's 9 miles, so it's really far, but we could do a shorter one where we walk from, I don't know, maybe we could get TJ's to sponsor some drinks or something or whatever. We do a walk from TJ's to
Wentz?
Go up the shoreline to Menominee Park, or you know what I mean? Like,
How about TJ? How about TJ's to Wentz?
Yeah, right? I mean, why not? I mean, and we could probably get I don't know. It just, I'll have to show you guys pictures sometime, but it's amazing. There are 1,000 people that walk across the ice, and it's just really cool when you're out in the middle of the lake on Winnebago on foot. And not every, it's like, if you don't ice fish, you wouldn't know what it looks like out there, but it's crazy. It's like really cool. It just makes it look so incredibly big. But I thought that'd be, it'd be something we could look at for projects. But I do wanna have everybody look at their schedules and give me a list of Fridays that anyone would be available to meet with Webster's family students. Their lunch hour is from 11 o'clock, and there are 2 lunch hours. So there's one from 11 to 11:40, and the second one is like 11:45 to 12:30. We need to have at least monthly, but ideally maybe 2 a month, meetings with the Webster Stanley Interact kids And we should also start planning and discussing a possible geocache event for this, before school is out would be ideal, because then we know the kids are still available. But anyway, I'd like to know who's available on Fridays during those lunch hours to help facilitate interact meetings at Webster.
Fridays pretty much are booked solid for me, with Marco and Eddie Bauer and kids and other things. Fridays are probably the worst day of the week. Mondays are better for me. So I cannot commit to a Friday unless I have, honestly, a month's notice to make sure that I'm clear to give you those, that hour and a half.
Okay.
Andy?
What time slots on Fridays?
Jackie, the time?
11 to 11:40 and 11:45 to 12:30.
So 11 to 12:30. Brett?
And what do you do? I don't know what you do there. So you show up at the
It's
school.
like being president of our Rotary Club. You sit down with the students and you talk about service projects that you're going to do, and we're their mentors. So you run a club meeting with them just like we would ours.
And when's the next one?
We don't have one scheduled because of the Christmas holidays, so we need to give them the Friday. I mean, we get to choose the dates, so we don't have any down, and I didn't pick any because I wanted to know what dates people were available. So
Yeah, just if.
I'm happy to go. I mean, most Fridays I'm available. That's why I picked Fridays, because I know somebody has to go. But I just want to know if anybody else ever is wanting to help with this Interact Club and be involved.
I'll help. I just need, if you pick a date and tell me it's January or it's February 3rd, I can definitely make sure I can clear that out and I can be there on February 3rd. Does that make sense? But I cannot commit to, I'm going to do it this week or next week or whatever. I really need for my scheduling literally a month in advance to just make sure that, because they're busy days for me at Marco, and you never know with my kids and then Eddie Bauer what's going to happen. So that's me. Andy, what's going on? Because now you are starting your new job, aren't you?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I'd probably be the opposite. Is long-term planning I can't really do, but shorter term, I know my schedule like 2 weeks out. Beyond that, I don't. So it's,
all right, you're breaking. Okay, Jackie, he's breaking up. But what Andy said is that he is the opposite of me. He can do more short-term and kind of like last-minute versus long-term than me.
Okay.
Okay, and Brett hasn't really answered yet.
Yeah, just let me know. Put me down for. The middle of the month is usually better for me. Like January 16th would probably work. Usually the beginnings and the end of the months aren't so good for me.
Brett said let him know, but the beginning and the end of the months aren't really good for him.
Okay. So,
but you're only I'm sorry, but Jackie, you only have 3 of us versus the rest of our.
Exactly. So I think the next time, I'm just going to set up a couple that I know I can do, or at least January so we get that rolling. But I will. I think I'll just bring a calendar on paper because I'm old school, and I'll just have people write their name on a Friday if they feel like that's the date they can do it, and we'll go from there.
Well, John Anderson doesn't work Fridays, so he could. I mean, I know that he doesn't work Fridays, so there's an opportunity right there from him, depending on what their their schedule is, because I know they do travel to go see the girls and stuff like that. But I know that he's available. He's not in the office on Fridays.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Scott around?
Scott tried to log in at the beginning of
He's
the...
no longer working with BMO Harris?
No, where's he working?
We lost him.
Lost both of them.
Yeah. Here's what I would suggest, Andy. If we get him back on, I would just do the calendar just like, you know, the other clubs where they have a greeter schedule or whatever. Is we just go for the rest of the year and just have those slots available, and we know we're going to do it whatever Friday it is, you know, for the next 5 months, and then everybody just signs up for it, and we already have it all filled in instead of scrambling, the day before trying to find somebody to go there.
Okay.
And out for the rest of the school year.
Okay, we lost you for about 5 seconds. So our first question was, has anybody seen Scott since he's no longer with BMO? Hang on a second. Hang on. Jeff, I can't hear it. I have to shower later. I can't hear. No, please. I'm sorry. So Jackie's question was about Scott and if anybody had seen him. And before you caught up, we got disconnected. Scott tried to log in, but we don't know what happened. Is that correct, Andy?
Yeah, he tried logging at the beginning, but never was able to stay in.
Okay. And then what Brett was suggesting, as I got back in this last few seconds, is what we did at Southwest is, you know how they passed around that sheet for greeters, that maybe that's how we handle the interact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Hey, Jackie, question for you. That January 15th all-club meeting, where is that going to be at?
We will do an all-club meeting for a half hour at Beckett's. And,
Yep.
And the 3-club Rotary is in the banquet, or in, that side banquet room at the new downtown hotel.
Okay.
The Best Western premiere?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackie, is that different from the date that we discussed last time?
No.
Okay.
And as far as I know, it's cash bar, and but hors d'oeuvres will be provided.
So do we have to, this is a dumb question, but do we have to pay? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's free except for what you want to drink.
I think so.
Okay.
I will clarify that with Karen Scheiblein, the president, or the current, she's president-elect. She is planning it, so I will make sure that everybody has full detail, and then have Andy put that on our website.
And is that guest spouses included?
And what did he say?
He wants to know if it's spouses or significant others included.
Yes, good question. They are included.
They are included, Andy.
That we realize that, it's a lot harder to get people to show up for something if they have to tell their spouse to stay home. But then there's the ability where we make them stay home.
Jackie, this is on the internet. Shut up. Just kidding, DJ. This is on YouTube.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Which is really funny because the only thing you can see are Andy and myself. You and Brett are like, you're on a telephone, on speakerphone, and Brett's like this little blue blob on the bottom of our screen.
He's a blue blob anyway.
You're right, he's Allstate blue. Look at that, you're blue
Wow.
blood Allstate.
It's just like Charlie Brown.
What?
I look just like Charlie Brown. Just can't see my sweater. It doesn't go down far enough.
Wah, 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 wah.
Okay, people, it's 6:15.
Well, it's about time you join the conversation.
Yeah, somebody can show me what to do next time. So, next week in our live meeting, and then maybe I'll get it right.
What you're supposed to do is get on your iPad, walk around your house, do laundry, cook dinner, feed your kids, make lunches, and think that the whole world doesn't see it.
I am. You just can't see me.
Oh, I'm sitting in my dining room like, oh, wait, be quiet. Don't take a shower. I can hear you. Stop.
I love this.
This is a great idea, Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, are we done with the business here?
We are.
Do we have to end?
Everybody?
Well, let's end with the four-way test. Why not?
Okay. Start.
Is it
The
truth?
truth.
Is it fair to all?
And don't feel good friendship. It's beneficial to all concerned.
Okay.
That doesn't work. Look at each other.
Dong. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye, Brett.
See ya.
Bye, Andy.
Bye-bye.